Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harakah, Kwadash. And as always, giving double honors to the elders and apostles of Grand Millstone that rule well, and to the sincere brothers that is pushing out the gospel throughout the four corners of the world. Peace and blessings and infinite salutation be to the elect, the house of David, the true believers of this gospel that the Lord is raising up in these last days, which is made up of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and scattered Israelites amongst the other nation that look like the other nation. But according to your pedigree, you go back to the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. And shalom, peace be to the sincere sisters that believe in this gospel and that are humbling themselves, all right, silently unto the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And with that, shalom. Now the lesson that I want to go into is for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. All right. Now that's a quote. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. That's what I just quoted is scripture from the book of Psalms 44. All right, let me just get it. And verse 6, I believe. Yep. Now this is the book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 6. All right, and it says, "For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." All right. So the reason why I wanted to bring this out is because we can't trust in carnal tools. All right. For an example, the modern day sword is the gun. All right. And we know, being here in Babylon the Great, America, almost everyone, all right, holds and carry a weapon. All right. Almost everyone carries a weapon, you see. But you being in this truth, you believing in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, all right, we trust in the Lord. We don't trust in weapon. All right. We're not going to trust in carnal tools, you see, and we're not going to trust in the ways of this world. All right. Because like I said, a lot of people, they carry. All right. A lot of people carry, and a lot of people put their trust in those things, you see. But for an example, a lot of people say that they don't feel safe if they don't carry. All right. But little do you know that if you do carry, you bringing the danger to you. All right. You see. So you're going to live in a life of fear. All right. You're going to live in a life of doubt. You see. But with us being in this truth, we trusting in the Lord, we don't live a life of fear. We don't live a life of doubt. All right. We don't walk around, we don't walk around in doubt. All right. Expecting if something bad is going to happen to you. You see, because you have the shadow, or you under the shadows of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, you are protected. You see, so nothing can harm you. All right. And that's what this truth does to you. It makes you realize that, you see, because in the end of the day, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is the one that has control of everything. He's the one that controls the good and the evil. He is the one that brings the evil. All right. And that's one thing that we have to understand with being in this truth and believing in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right. So now let me just start off with the book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 5. And it says, "Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us." All right. And that's one thing that comes with the name, knowing the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, that it will take down our enemies. It will take down our problems. You see, if you trust in those names, if you call on those names. All right. And now we're coming into Jacob's trouble. Are we all going to go through Jacob's trouble? You know, we are Israelites. We are the house of Jacob. We're all going to go through it, you see. But a difference between the elect, the 1/3, I speak as being the hopeful elect, is that we're not gonna put our trust in the things of this world. We're not gonna trust in the ways of this world, but we're gonna trust in the Lord. All right, and the elect is going to be protected. You see, the elect are going to be protected by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. They're not going to need nothing else. You see, but like I said, almost everyone here, all right, almost everyone here in Babylon the Great they carry weapons, you see, and they put their trust in certain things like that. All right. But for us, being in this truth, being of the hopeful elect and believing in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, we're not going to put our trust in weapons. We're not going to put our trust in our sword, right? As it says in verse 6, for I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me, all right? And one thing you got to keep in mind is that the Lord is going to give us spiritual powers. You see, the Lord is going to give us spiritual powers, all right? He's going to give spiritual powers to the elect, okay? So they can be protected. Let me see if I can get that in the book of Isaiah real quick. So like I said, we are going to go through Jacob's trouble, but the difference between the elect and a 2/3 is that the elect are going to be protected. The elect are not going to suffer the trouble that the nation of Israel is going to go through, all right? Because they're going to have the shield of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Now, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41. And I'm going to start at straight to the point, verse 10. And it says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. You see that? So don't be afraid, all right? Don't be afraid of the world, the ways of this world. Don't be afraid of the fear of this world, because the Lord is going to be with you, all right? It says that the Lord is our power. You see, he is our God, the God of Israel. It says, I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. And that's one thing you have to understand with being in this truth. All right, that the Lord is going to be with you regardless. So why, because I have issues with people that carry. OK, what's the whole point? All right, especially if you are an individual and you call yourself an Israelite and you come into this truth and you still carry. All right, and you still have those things around you. All right, now, once again, our people is something. All right, our people is in a way it's mockery. Especially 2/3 of our people, because most of the time they get these type of weapons, they get the sword, these guns. They like to play with sticks because they think it's cool. You see, all right. Most of our people, they play with sticks because they think it's cool. All right. But little do they know is that if you carry those certain things, you're bringing the trouble. You're bringing more fear and trouble to your life just because you got it around you. All right. One thing you got to understand is you have to be spiritual out here, man. You can't look at things carnally. You got to look at things spiritually. If you carry those things around you, you already bringing the fear, and you're already bringing the trouble to your life. All right. So it says, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. All right. And, just a quick testimony. I don't carry. All right. I never really thought about carrying. I just never thought that that's something cool. You see, as being an individual, I never believed in sticks or playing around with sticks because I know what they can do. OK, anything can happen. Just having those things around you. All right. I know it's a saying that they say that any fool can pull the trigger. And that's a fact. Any fool can pull the trigger. And like I said, accidents happen. All right. Things happen. Now it's all through the will of the Lord. But in the end of the day, you have to be spiritual. If you carry those things around you, you're already bringing the trouble to your life. So it says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. And coming in this truth, and you believe it in the shadows of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, all right, and you have the protection of the Lord, you're not gonna be in fear. You're not gonna be in a situation where you are going to want to get these things. All right? Because you already feel protected. You see, you already got the protection and you got the shield of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Now it says, be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Now you might say, well, everyone carries, and we're coming into Jacob's trouble. So what should I do? How am I going to protect myself from these other people out here? Now, verse 11, it says, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. So those that's going to come up and try to mess with you because we're coming into Jacob's trouble, you're going to have a lot of cliques, a lot of little small gangs, all right, a lot of small gathering of people that's going to do things out here, all right? You know, we're going to have to look out for martial law. We're going to have to look out for the troops of martial law. We're going to have to look out for everyone, you see, because we're coming into a time where it's going to be the elect against the world, all right? So it says, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. And so if anybody's going to mess with you in this time to come, all right, now and forward, the Lord is he's going to protect you. He got you, all right? You see, he's going to be there with you, all right? It says, thou shalt seek them and shall not find them. Even them that contended with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of none. For I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. The Lord is going to help you. All right. And how he's going to help you is he's going to have the angels protecting you. All right. And he's going to give you spiritual powers. You see? And those are things that you're going to have to believe, man. All right. Spiritual powers is real. That's the only way that the elect are going to be protected in these last days. It says, fear not, thou worm Jacob. See, the Lord has give us the title of being a worm, all right? You see, a worm is very low. You see, a worm doesn't have any type of power over anything. A worm doesn't have any type of power over anything. You see, it's very low. So it says, fear not, thy worm Jacob. The Lord is comparing us to a worm because we don't have nothing, all right? You see, in this society, you know, we don't have anything. You know, we still at the bottom, okay? And as we're getting closer to the end, I mean, look at these other nations. These other nations got nuclear missiles, all right? And once again, you got people out here that they carry. They put their trust in their bow. They put their trust in their sword, right? But when it comes down to us being the true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, we don't have anything but the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's the only thing we have. And that's the only thing we need, right? So it says, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, says the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. You see that? Verse 15. And it says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. All right. That's metaphorically speaking that you're going to be a man with spiritual powers. OK. All right. Because at first you was a worm. All right. You made yourself very low for the Lord. You see. But now the Lord is going to he's going to put you on top. All right. He's going to give you that power so you can overcome the people in the world, you see. And it says, behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, all right, and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. You see, and that's going into the fact that the Lord is going to give you spiritual powers. All right. You're not even going to put a finger on these people. You see, the force of, the force of the elements is going to push these people away. All right. It's like how you have this, when you go into Marvel and you have Magneto from the from X-Men. All right. He don't even put a finger on people. All he does is, he have control of the elements, and he can and he do damage. All right. He does a lot of damage, man, without putting a finger on an individual. And that's pretty much what this is going to, man. You're going to have control of the elements. All right. And if anybody's going to mess with you, if you are of the elect, the Lord is going to give you spiritual powers, and you're not even going to have to put a finger on nobody. All right. And you're gonna do damage to these individuals. Okay. So let me go back to Psalms. All right, 44. In verse 6 again, it says, "For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." So you're not gonna put your trust in your sword. All right, your modern day gun. All right, or none of these carnal tools that these people use nowadays. Verse 8, verse 7, it says, But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hate us. And the Most High we boost all the day long, and praise thy name forever. Salah. All right. And then let me just bring a great example of how the Lord deliver us from our enemies. And this is the book of Psalm, the book of First Solomon. The book of First Samuel. All right. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 17. All right. And starting at verse 31. Now, this is when David killed Goliath. All right. And how that David put his trust in the Lord. All right. Now it says 1 Samuel chapter 17 and verse 31. And it says, And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul. And he sent for him. And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. All right, because when you read this chapter, the Philistine, they had a champion, all right, which is Goliath. All right, he was about over. When you read about it, he was about over 9 feet tall. So he was big. He was a giant, right? And so pretty much, what led to David was that who's gonna be able to go and fight against this Philistine, right? And so now as I keep on going, verse 32, and it says, And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. You see? And like I said, in this time, in the time that we're in right now, that's why we're the elect that's known as the house of David. All right. We're known as the house of David, us being of the hopeful elect, you see. And Esau is Goliath, all right, because Esau, when he brings martial law and those troops are gonna be coming in, those people are being trained to be warriors, all right. They know how to be warriors, all right. They know how to take someone down, you see, how to come in and take, a whole clan of people down as well too, man. But us, we don't know stuff like that, all right. But we do trust in the Lord, you see. So now it says, And Saul said to David, Thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slain him. Thy servant slain both the lion and the bear. And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he has defied the armies of the living power. You see, and for now, in the times that we in, all right, this Goliath is being compared to Esau. You see, because when you go into all right, when you go into the book of second Ezra chapter 16, all right, they're gonna be coming for the elect, because we are a problem. Let me see if I can get that. Actually, the elect is a problem to this society, all right, to this new order that Esau is trying to bring in. You see, let me see real quick. Second Ezra chapter 16. Let me get that out. Let me see if I can go straight to the point. All right. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68, and it says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you," which is talking about those troops. All right, when martial law is going to be established, and it says, "And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." You see? All right. That's pretty much it on that. So let me just go back to 1 Samuel chapter 17. And in verse 36, and it says, "Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing that he has defied the armies of the living power." Because just like how Goliath, all right, and Esau, they don't respect, all right, they don't respect the people of the Lord, all right, especially in these days. They're not going to consider, and they're not going to respect those that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. They're going to come and take you down because you are an enemy to this new order that Esau is trying to establish. So they're not going to take a second to even consider the fact that these might be the believers of the Lord. You see? All right. There's just you can just compare Goliath, unto Esau nowadays, right? So now verse 37, it says, "David said, moreover, the Lord Yahweh, that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine." And Saul said unto David, "Go, and the Lord Yahweh be with thee." And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armored him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, "I cannot go with these, for I have not proved them." And David put them off of him. And he took his staff in his hand, and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook, and put them in a shepherd's bag which he had, even a scrip. And his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth and ruddy and of a fair countenance. So Goliath, the Philistine, looked upon David, all right, and he knew that he was very young, all right, and he wasn't really, he pretty much mocked him, you see. Verse 43, and it says, and the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to meet with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. And the Philistine said unto David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh to the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord Yahweh deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee, and take thy head from thee, and I will give the carcass of the host of the Philistine this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. All right. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord Yahweh saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is of the Lord Yahweh, and he will give you into our hands. And that's the point that I wanted to bring out, because you had Goliath. He came out with a sword and with a spear and a shield. He came prepared for war. All right. He had his sword and he had his spear. But you had King David. King David came with the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You see? And then it says, for the battle is the Lord, and he will give you into our hands. Because the Lord is the one that controls everything. All right. When you go into the book of Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, and it says that the Lord Yahweh is his name. He is a man of war. You see? So he controls the battle. All right. He controls what goes down in a battle. You see? And it says, and it came to pass when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran towards the army to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slinged it, and smote the Philistine his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slain him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slain him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw that their champion was dead, they fled. The men of Israel and of Judah arose and shouted and pursued the Philistines until thou come to the valley into the gates of Ekron, and the wounded the Philistines fell down by the way to Shamarim, even unto Gath and unto Ekron. All right. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm just going to end it with that on this chapter. All right. So the point of the matter in this chapter is that the Lord is the one that controls everything, man. You don't need to put your trust in the sword and the spear, for the battle is of the Lord, as it says in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 47. All right. And with the fact that King David had faith in the Lord, he took down Goliath. He took down the champion of the Philistine. You see, this Goliath was a giant. All right. Everyone was pretty much was frightened. All right, everyone was pretty much frightened to go against the Philistine. Philistine. All right, they didn't want to go against Goliath, but King David. All right, he knew that he was an Israelite. He knew that the Lord, all right, is the one that controls everything. And in the end of the day, all right, that the nation of Israel belong unto the Heavenly Father, okay, and that He's going to protect you regardless if you believe in Him. You see? Let me just get a couple more scriptures, and I'm just going to end it with that. This is the book of Psalms 144, and it says, a song of David. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdues my people unto me. Lord Yahweh, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like unto vanity, his days are as a shadow that passes away. Bow thy heavens, O Lord Yahweh, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thy arrows, and destroy them. Send thy hand from above, rent me, and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. And the strange children is talking about Esau, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O power. And that new song is talking about this truth. You see? And it says upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. It is he that giveth salvations unto kings, who delivers David his servant from the heartful sore. Rent me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speak in vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. All right. So at the end of the day, the Lord is going to be the one that delivers those in a time of trouble. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, and verse 52. And it says, this is Matthew 26 and verse 52. And it says, then said Yahweh unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all that take, forgive me, it says, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. You see, and this is the reason why I say that even if you have tools, these type of tools, or these sticks, or any type of weapon around you, you pretty much already bringing trouble in your life, because it says, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. You see? All right, and this is the words of Yahweh Shah. So it says, then say Yahweh Shah unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Verse 53, and it says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? You see, because the Lord is the one that can protect you. All right, he protects us. You see, not a weapon, not the gun, not the sword. All right, if you even have those things around you and you trust in those things, you're already bringing trouble to your life. You see. But with that, Lord willing, I hope that this lesson was edifying as well as uplifting. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Ha Rakah Kodash. Shalom.